zone.
Greetings, fellow Fright Fiends. It's your buddy Boogeyman Ben here for another episode of Boogeyman Ben's Horror Zone. And today's video is going to be a review of a movie that I just saw yesterday. My wife and I went and saw it. It's the new horror film by Fede Alvarez, who did the Evil Dead remake. It's also produced by Ghost House Pictures and Sam Raimi. The movie is called Don't Breathe. I was really excited to see this film. Heard nothing but great things about it, and really a big fan of Fede Alvarez's work on the Evil Dead remake. And of course a huge fan of Sam Raimi, and I just thought the concept was really interesting. What it pretty much deals with, and I mean, sure, people have seen the ads and the trailers and everything, just showcasing what the overall plot is that there's these three people. It's a couple and this one kid, and they pretty much break into houses. They're told about this man that has like a certain amount of money from a settlement that he got. What they find out is that the man is blind, so they think it's going to be a real easy job to pull, but it turns out not to be the case, and this man turns the tables on them once they enter his house. You have Stephen Lang, he plays the blind man. They never really give him a name. They also have Jane Levy, who plays Rocky. She played Mia in the Evil Dead remake. You also have Dylan Minnette, who plays Alex, and I really like him. He was in Goosebumps and he was in Prisoners. Really great actor. You have Daniel Zavato as Money. I've seen him in, he was in It Follows, and he was also in a couple episodes of Fear the Walking Dead. The movie was written by Fede Alvarez and Rodo Zayagas, and of course it was directed by Fede Alvarez. I thought this movie was fantastic. It really is tense. There's some great scenes in it. I think it's just, there were parts of this film where I was just on the edge of my seat and not breathing myself. They just did a great job of building the tension in this film. I thought the cast did a brilliant job. I especially thought that Dylan Minnette and Jane Levy were the standouts for me in terms of the three kids that are breaking into the house. Alex and Rocky both have very sympathetic situations that they're going through, and you understand and feel for them. And Stephen Lang is the blind man. He is just intense. I've seen Stephen Lang in things before. First thing I ever saw him in is really going back The Hard Way with James Woods and Michael J. Fox. That was the first thing I ever saw him in, but he was also, of course, in Avatar. He was in Public Enemies in recent years. He's been in a few other things that I can't think of offhand, but he was great. And from what I understand, he wore contact lenses to make his vision impaired so that he could play the scenes as he would if he were visually impaired. And he did a great job. I mean, there's some terrific set pieces in this film. I don't want to give too much of it away because I really went into this film knowing very little about the plot outside of the fact that the man was blind and these three kids were going to break into his house looking for money. And that's pretty much what the story deals with. But excellently directed. There's a couple scenes in this film where it's like done through the perspective of if you are completely in the dark. In a dark room and somebody's pursuing you that's blind. That scene was just brilliantly done. I was really happy to be able to get out and see Don't Breathe, and I completely recommend it. I know it did really well this weekend, and I really hope it continues to do well. And I think it's great in the summer where we had a lot of mediocrity. There wasn't really a lot of really big standout films this summer. I don't know why, but this summer was pretty weak. That the horror films that came out this summer, you have Conjuring 2, you have The Purge, you have The Shallows, you have Lights Out, and now Don't Breathe. All of those were very successful films, and they were films that were shot really inexpensively compared to, some of these big blockbusters that just didn't pull their weight at all. So I think it's fantastic, and it just shows the power of horror films, and if they're done well, just how well they can do at the box office and finding an audience. So my review or my rating of Don't Breathe is, of course, 5 skulls. So that's my review of Don't Breathe. I'm just curious if anybody else has seen it. If If you have any viewpoints on the film, please leave them in the comment section below. Would love to hear from everyone. And as always, thanks so much for watching Boogeyman Ben's Horror Zone, and I will talk to you guys later. Take it easy. Stay scared. Peace.